Okay, here with Charly Summer, the winner of AVN's, one of AVN's most prestigious awards, the Best New Starlet Award. We're about 6 days removed from the ceremony. It's Friday, Friday the 13th. Not always a lucky day for some people, but a great day for Charly because she is still riding high off of that win. Charly, after the parade down Las Vegas Boulevard and the appearance on the Tonight Show and all that good stuff, what have your last 5 or 6 days been like?
Just been relaxing, honestly, recovering, just been staring at my trophy a lot and just like letting everything sink in. I can't believe it.
Yeah, who are some people that you've heard from that was pretty meaningful to you?
I've heard from so many people. I think that's what meant the most was just like how many people, like it was just like an outpour, it felt like, of congratulations, and that just meant so much to me. And it was just really shocking. I was like overwhelmed, just like with how many people even texted me like right when it happened, when I sat down.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when you got back to your seat, was your phone already
It was
kind of?
blowing up. It was very exciting.
It was like a vibrator, probably right in your
Yeah,
hair.
going off like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. What was the most gratifying part of the whole accomplishment, the whole win? What makes it the most special?
Um, I don't really know, honestly.
Yeah, hard you've worked. I mean, anytime
I
someone.
guess just like looking at like the tangible proof, that I was able to do it, something that I set my mind to a really long time ago. So that was cool. Just I think that was honestly the coolest moment is like after I went backstage with Blake and did the interview with Aiden, Dan like showed me like the trophy. I think actually right before the interview, and just like seeing my name on it and everything, I was like, oh my God, like I couldn't believe it.
Wow, wow. What was the interaction with Blake like? Blake Blossom, last year's Best New Starlet, who presented
She
you the.
was the best. She made it so exciting, her up on stage, just the way she, um, you know, just gave me the award and like everything she said even before. It was just really exciting. I love her. She was actually one of the first people I met in the industry at like one of my first shoots ever. So that was really exciting just to be full circle moment and see her
Yeah,
again. Such a big moment for me, and it was really exciting. She's so sweet.
yeah, very person, very
Really
nice.
fun.
For people that are just, I mean, obviously the kind of the diehard fans of the adult industry know about you and your backstory, but for someone that just maybe randomly logging onto the internet and saying, "Oh, who's this Charly Summer girl that won Best New Star?" I'll just kind of give everyone I don't know, maybe a Cliff Notes version of how you got into the industry.
Yeah, so basically, I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and I was kind of looking for something to, fill my time with, some sort of creative outlet. I've always been a creative person. I've always been a like performer at heart. And my significant other found was kind of turned me onto Reddit. So he started posting photos of me, and I was kind of just excited by the feedback. People really liked the photos I was taking. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, and at the time, I wasn't showing my face or anything, but it was just cool to like be kind of someone else other than myself. I could just like take photos and like it didn't even matter. There was like no boundaries. And then eventually I was just like, oh, I really like doing this. I'm totally cool with it. And that's when I, just got an agent after Reddit kind of blew up, and just kept working on my social media. And I don't know, just kind of got to this point. I don't even know how I got here. It feels
Yeah,
crazy, honestly.
big whirlwind. Once you finally got in front of the camera and started shooting studio porn, I mean, was there just something that told you this is a good fit? This is for me. I mean, what kind of just maybe describe your feelings and emotions once you started getting into it?
Yeah, I mean, it was really eye-opening. I just really loved meeting the community of people. Everyone was so nice, and I felt really at home, and just I felt supported, and I felt like I was doing something really cool for the first time. And I thought that every day I just felt motivated to get up and keep shooting. And I don't know, I felt like it was exhilarating, just doing something different, being able to be creative. I think it was the first opportunity I really had to start acting and trying that out. And I got an acting coach once I got out here. So I was just, you know, working on that more. And I don't
Oh,
know, I feel like just exploring different things that I like to do and finding different hobbies and different interests has been really fun.
yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I think one of the things that really stood out about you this past year was not just the amount of work that you put in, but the wide range of things that you did. So versatile. I mean, you even wrote, a couple of scripts for some scenes for adult time.
Yeah.
You're excelling in boy, girl, girl group scenes. How big of a goal of that was that of yours, this year, this past year? Because you'd been around about a year and a half now, but entering this past year, did you tell yourself, hey, this is something I want to do? I want to try everything.
Yeah, definitely. In the beginning, when I first got an agent, I was given the opportunity to try out for Euphoria. And that was kind of the first time that I had the chance to do a self tape and see myself in that light and like what I, see how I react to doing that. And I actually really liked it. Like it was hard to do a self-tape at home during the pandemic, and I had never done anything like that before. So it was a little bit uncomfortable, but I love a challenge. And it was just really fun being able to put myself in a different like perspective and just like be more of an actor and like focus on that.
Absolutely. And I know we've talked, but anal was not something that you had really done much of in your personal life. But I mean, a lot of performers transition into that. You did as well in a big way, literally. You
Yes.
read for your first anal scene, and then even more impressive, double anal with, was it Jax Slayer and Rob Piper? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, to go from not, being too experienced with anal to that in a couple months span, quite a feat. Well, just describe who you talked to as you prepared for that, and how it went.
Yeah. So I think I basically came up with the whole Dread idea. I wanted to do anal, and I went to do some content with Dread one day. He had asked me to come over, and he offered me, he was like, whenever you do anal, it was kind of out of the blue because I wasn't really thinking about it. I mean, I was a little bit, but I didn't know how I wanted to do it.
Mhm.
And he said, if you're gonna do anal, like I would love to take your first anal. And I was like, that's such a great idea. And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like we should do it for Jules. And he was great friends with Jules, and I already worked with Jules previously. So that just kind of came together automatically. And I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that I had always idolized certain girls in the industry, like Riley, like Lana, Adriana, especially Emily. Emily was like a huge inspiration to me, always, like from the beginning. And I was really close with her at the time over the summer when I was about to be doing Dread and everything. And I asked her, like, for her some advice. I was like, what should I do? Like, I'm so nervous. I don't know if I can do it. And her only words were just wait for the adrenaline to hit. And
All right.
it actually helped me so much because I feel like I'm the type of person that loves an adrenaline rush and just loves like that challenge, that instant, just like gratification of doing something really cool and challenging. And I don't know. So
Well, when did
he
it hit?
always helped me a lot, and I love
And
her.
what it like as you were starting the sex, or was it kind of just as you were building up to it, like when you finally were able to just relax and let it happen?
I think right like after, I think I was just like worried and concerned if I could actually do it, if I actually take Dread. And then and the night before, I also had some more advice that someone gave me, was just to get like a giant dildo and just like try it out, which I did great. So I kind of had some confidence going in. And once like we started, I was like, oh, I've got this, no problem.
Yeah. It's funny. I think sometimes people see these scenes and they can look pretty rough at times and pretty intense, but I don't think these male performers get enough credit for really, also taking care of the girl, right, and making sure, you know, they're not hurting them or pushing them. They don't want to go. I know you're good friends with all those guys. Tell me about working with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's actually a huge part of why this showcase was so successful, and definitely why I was able to do all of those things. I think I knew going in, you know, being such good friends with Chef and everything, he's always taught me a lot about the industry. Like I said, everything I know. And he always exposed me and had me working with superior talent from the beginning. So I learned early on that, you know, if you have a male talent that knows what they're doing, they can position you the way you need to be positioned for the camera to see the ideal angle. You know, they're gonna be driving the entire scene, and you can just sit there and perform and not have to worry about a lot of things because
Yeah.
they're in control of that and they know exactly what they're doing and they're completely experts at like what they're doing. It's crazy. Like working with Jax and Rob, I knew that it was really important to have that duo for my first DP because they're just so good at what they do, and they made it really relaxing for me. Like I didn't really have to worry that much. I knew that it was going to be successful and that I would not be hurt and they would never do anything that would be too much or I wouldn't want.
Yeah.
I really, really trusted them. And I feel like you need to be able to trust who you're working with when you're doing stuff like that. So that was really cool to be able to do it with them.
Yeah. I know you have a good rapport with those guys. And after a scene like that, like the double anal, what do you do that night? Do you go out and celebrate, eat a big meal? Do you, what do you remember about that day?
Definitely, I mean, jump in my car from Jules, literally from Jules' house, get in my car, light up a joint, drive home, and go out. Yeah, get some drinks, get dinner. I hadn't eaten in a while because it was anal, so
Yeah.
definitely eating a lot and probably at Nobu and getting a lot of drinks.
Well, you know that
Ice cream.
these scenes that we're talking about were from your showcase, and you know, while your Best New Starlet Award is getting the most attention, winning Best Showcase, which you did, is also a huge honor when you, especially when you consider some of the showcases you were up against this year, whether it be April Olsen or Gia Durza or Maddie May, some really good stuff out there.
Yeah.
What was your, as you planned out your showcase, what was kind of your strategy? What did you want it to be like?
I definitely knew that I wanted to be an all IR showcase. I knew that from the beginning. Um, I knew that I also just wanted to do every first possible. I wanted to just like go all in and just really make it a spectacle and do as much as I possibly could. Um, and working with Jules, like I said, I've always been inspired by a lot of his work and the showcases he's done in the past. And so that's kind of what I was going for. I mean, I got a lot of inspiration from Emily's that she did with him, Insatiable Emily Willis, Ultimate Fuck Toy Jenna Hayes did before, Lana, I think Riley did it. I just like watched all those and loved it so much. I was like, I think because I was coming from doing a lot of stepdaughter, stepsister, that type of stuff. I was like, I just want to prove to everyone that I'm like a real porn star. I'm out here, I can do it. Like I was like, all these girls are doing it. Like I idolize them. This is awesome. Like I want to try all this.
Yeah, Gabby Carter had an ultimate fuck toy, I believe, too, with
Oh,
Jules.
really?
Really good.
I
I
love
like.
her.
Yeah, same.
Great performer.
And she looked better than I've ever seen her. I
I
didn't even know.
know. So beautiful.
Yeah, and in your acceptance speech, you know, you mentioned or you thanked a chef who, you know, very well known in the adult industry, produces some of the best, most unique, beautiful content there is out there. But you know, he's been away a little while, but I don't know he'll be back. But tell me, you know, how he influenced your career to the point where you felt like you needed to recognize him in that moment.
He's been with me since the beginning. I met him right in the beginning, like when I first was getting really inspired to do scenes and go all the way and get an agent and do porn.
Yeah.
I had met him over Twitter and he asked me to come out over to his place when I was out here in LA. This is before I signed or anything. And we hung out and I kind of did like my first scene with him and Jax. And I had seen all these cool videos that he was doing at the time. I mean, he's always doing something crazy and dope, but at the time he had this series where he would like put girls in like Teslas and drive them over bridges, and they'd be like fucking Jack Slayer, like squirting out of the car. And I was just like, oh my God, this is the dopest thing I've ever seen. I have to do this. So
Right.
when I met him, he was equally as cool in person, and we just had the best time. And I don't know, from then on, we were just always like best friends, and he just always helped me decide everything. He was a huge part of the showcase. He helped me decide outfits, and he helped me
Mm,
come up with the lineup and what I was gonna do in each of the scenes. And I don't
yeah,
know, he's definitely just taught me like more about this industry than anyone else, and just entertainment in general.
yeah. I gotta think he sent you a nice message after you won the other night.
He was one of the first people to text me. It was so cute. It meant so much to me.
Um, Charlie, so many people. Well, it hadn't happened much lately, but in the past, every now and then you would see someone win this award, and then like the next year they would just kind of fall off, and they would just kind of become complacent, or
The
they win the.
curse of the BNS.
What's that?
The curse of the best new starlet.
Now listen, that has happened, but obviously Blake Blossom, that did not happen to her. Gianna.
No, it doesn't happen to everyone. I've just
No,
heard about it.
yeah, but what is it about you and your mentality right now to where you could say, hey, that's not going to happen with me. I'm just getting started here.
I think everything I did to get up into this point was to just, I think, prove to myself that I really like wanted to be here. Like I really wanted to be in this position and get the chance to have all these opportunities. So I mean, I definitely value it more than ever quitting or stopping or doing it anything other than just moving forward and progressing. I love where I'm at, and I'm extremely grateful and happy to be doing this, and I love this industry and I want to continue to be in it. So I'm really excited for this year, and being in this position gives me the opportunity to have incredible scenes and work with really cool directors and people, and I'm just really excited.
Well, Charlie, I certainly want to congratulate you. And yeah, I mean, I appreciate your time tonight. I know you got a busy schedule, but no one can say this award wasn't well deserved. So
Thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed talking to you, and as a friend, just always appreciate your support.
absolutely, you deserve it. So, well, hey, have a good weekend. Looking forward to seeing you back in LA soon, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.